How's it going, Revivalists? Simon here from CD Revival. Here to do my weekly ranking. This week's ranking, I am doing the band Machine Head. So sort of groove metal, started off in the early 90s, still going today, did a great album last year. So I'm going to rank all their studio albums. They've done 10 albums in total. I don't think any of them are bad. I don't think any of them are bad at all. There's, some which are excellent, some which are good, and some which are, they're okay. So I'm going to go from the okays to the excellent ones, from 10 down to number 1. And I've changed my list literally, even since I compiled the list yesterday, I've changed it already. So hopefully I won't get too confused. But my number 10, I am going to go with Catharsis, which is their 9th album from 2018. This is the only one that I don't have on physical CD, and I think it's a decent enough album. It's at number 10 because I don't own it and I haven't heard it that many times. Phil Demmel on guitar, Jared McKeegan on bass, and Dave McLean on drums. Dave McLean, obviously a stalwart of Machine Head, been through it for a long time. Demmel and McLean both left after this album because they weren't very happy with it, but I think it's all right. I think it's it's a little bit more back to their sort of new metal style, but yeah, not a bad album at all, I don't think. Things like Volatile, the title track, California Bleeding, they're all pretty solid tracks. So I've not listened to it loads of times, probably about 4 or 5 times, but yeah, it's my bottom pick anyway. So my next one, which I do like once again, is Supercharger, and that's my number 9. This is from 2001, and this is their 4th album. Ari Luster on guitar, Adam Juice, the original bassist, and Dave McLean once again. This is the expanded edition of it, so it's got a few bonus tracks on there, one of which is Hole in the Sky, the Sabbath cover, which I don't think is particularly brilliant. But yeah, some good ones on here. Bulldozer's a really good track. White Knuckle Blackout, really cool. Yeah, things like only the names. There's some good stuff on here. Trepanation I really like. I think that's a really cool one as well. But yeah, some people slag this off for being a bit too new metal. To be honest with you, I don't think it's too different to the Burning Red, which I think is a better album than this one, but still an enjoyable listen, still pretty decent. And that's my number 9, and that's Supercharger from 2001. My next one is Through the Ashes of Empires, and this is their 5th album from 2003. This one was seen and is sort of all a real return to form after their sort of new metal excursions from the Burning Red and Supercharger, and it is this is a double disc version as well. It is a heavier album, but I don't necessarily think it's way better. It's certainly nothing like as good as the first 2 albums. Imperium's a really cool song to start off with, but that is pretty much the best track on here. Bite the Bullet's okay. Left Unfinished is quite decent as well. And I say it's not a bad album. It's it's decent. Days Turn Blue to Grey, that's a good one. This is a double disc version with some demos on there as well. But yeah, it's a good album. Whether I would describe it as at the time a return to form in 2003, I'm not sure. So yeah, Demmel on guitar, Juice on bass, McLean on drums. So pretty much the sort of classic early lineup. But yeah, decent enough album, but not really enough for me to put it any higher, just because of the lack of real quality tracks all the way through. There's nothing apart from Imperium that stands out as being sort of amazing. So yeah, not a bad album, but yeah, this is my number. I say I've lost it because I did have it originally a bit higher, but yeah, number 8, this one, number 8. It's getting a bit confusing now. Number 7, I've got Bloodstone and Diamonds, another really good album, their 8th album from 2014. Demmel on guitar, McKeegan on bass, and McCain on drums. And yeah, I like this one a lot. Some good stuff on here. Now We Die is pretty decent opener. Killers and Kings is a good one. Night of Long Knives, Beneath the Silt I quite like as well. Really some really good stuff on here, and yeah, definitely an enjoyable listen. Not, I'd say, certainly not their strongest album, but still a very good later period Machine Head album, I think. So that one is my number 7 from 2014. That's their 8th album. From now on, they're all pretty much like excellent, with some all really good stuff on there. Number 6, The Burning Red. This is the slipcase edition, with the red jewel case as well. And yeah, this is it's slightly more. This is their 3rd album from 1999. Aru Luster on guitar, once again Juice on bass, McLean on drums. Some excellent stuff on there. This is a bit more of a new metal sort of, reminds me a little bit of Limp Bizkit in places, but you know, that's not necessarily an awful thing. Bit heavier than them, obviously. Desire to Fire is really good. Nothing Left's an excellent track. Blood, the Sweat, the Tears I really like. And yeah, Exile Bavard, it's got a cover of the Police's Message in a Bottle on there, which probably didn't need to be on there. It's an okay cover, you know, at least they tried to do something a bit different with it, but still, yeah, not the strongest point on the album. But yeah, good album, Burning Red, I think. Got a lot of time for that, even though it is a little bit rap metal. It's not, you know, it's not completely that. And that's from 1999. That's their 3rd album. Number 5, I've got Of Kingdom and Crown, which is their most recent one from 2022. So this is their 10th studio album. Waklan Kieltika on guitar on this one. McKeekan still on bass. I think they've got a session drummer in for this one as well. Good mixture of like really good heavy stuff and also some catchy stuff on there. Slaughter the Martyr, the first track's a good 10-minute, and that's really cool. Choke on the Ashes of Your Hate, that was the single that originally, the first thing that came out. Become the Firestorm's really catchy, I think. And it's got things like Kill Thy Enemies, which is a really cool grindy sort of song as well. Really like that one. No Gods No Masters, I think, super catchy as well. Find myself singing that quite a lot in my head when I'm just going about my daily business. It's a concept album. You don't really need to know the story because it is largely like whatever. But yeah, really strong return. This is a good definite return to form from last year, and was my number 2 album of the year, in fact. So well worth checking out. My 5th favourite Machine Head album of all time, and that's Of Kingdom and Crown, and that's their most recent and 10th album. Top 4 are all pretty much impeccable, not really much to choose between them. They've all got their strong points. Number 4, I've gone for Unto the Locust, which is their 7th album from 2011. This one's another disc and DVD edition, so that's pretty nice. It's got some bonus tracks on there as well, which is one of them is a cover of The Sentinel by Judas Priest, which is a really actually cool cover. Witch Hunt as well, which is another cover. I can't even remember who originally did that. Might say in the booklet. Probably does, but anyway, you can set me straight on that one. But yeah, excellent album, really good stuff. I'm Hell, start off with. Yeah, Be Still and Know, another great track. Second track, Locust, is really cool. This Is the End, I really love that one, really catchy as well. Darkness Within is excellent. Who We Are is the last track, which I'm not. It's got like kids singing on it and stuff, which I'm never a massive fan of, to be honest with you. But it's an okay track, but probably the weakest track on the album. But yeah, Sentinel, really cool cover of the Judas Priest song. Demel, Juice, McLean line up on this one. Say 2011, 7th album. Yeah, classic album, really good. Unto the Locust, very much worth your time. And that's my number 4. Number 3, I have got The More Things Change, which is their 2nd album from 1997. Very heavy album. Yeah, it's got a folder with, you know, all sorts of pictures of atrocities, etc. you know, so just a bit of light reading for you. Yeah, 1997 second album. Logan Mader, original guitarist, played on this one. Juice on bass, McLean on drums. First one for McLean on drums. Yeah, excellent album, very heavy, 10-ton hammer, brilliant track to start off with. Take My Scar, Struck a Nerve, you know, really like cool stuff, man. Blistering's excellent. Blood of the Zodiac's excellent. It's got a few covers on it. It's got the song Colours by originally by Ice-T. He's a big hip hop fan, Rob Flynn. But yeah, super heavy album, really cool stuff all the way through. Yeah, a good follow up to their debut. So yeah, well worth checking out. The More Things Change, and that's my number 3. My number 2, I have gone for The Blackening. Number 2 and number 1 were quite a hard choice to differentiate between. This is the 3-disc edition, so it's got the album, B-sides and rarities, and also the bonus DVD with a bunch of stuff on it. I think the album came out in 2007. I think this version came out in 2008. DVD's got like really cool live stuff and the videos as well. I really love the cover of this as well. That's come out of there. Anyway, regardless, so yeah, 3-disc edition, really cool. Excellent album. Some superb tracks on it. Clenching the Fist of Descent, start off with Beautiful Morning. There's all really good stuff. Aesthetics of Hate's excellent. Halo's probably my favourite track on here, to be honest with you. It's an absolutely stunning album. A lot of longer tracks on here, so the record company was like, "You sure you want to do this sort of, you know, almost proggy, long, you know, meandering sort of stuff?" Not really meandering, but it's all still really super heavy. But yeah, excellent album. After, you know, the sort of slight disappointment of Through the Ashes of Empires, came back storming with this one, The Blackening, from 2007. So Demel, Juice and McLean, I don't know if I said that already. But yeah, 6th album, that's my number 2. So that just leaves number 1, and it is their first album as well, and probably a little bit predictable, Burn My Eyes, from 1994. But you can't really knock it, man. When this came out, like, it was a game changer, to be honest with you. There were bands like Pantera who were doing like the really cool sort of groove metal stuff as well. But this one came out, and everyone was pretty impressed with it at the time. Davidian's superb opening track, probably one of the best tracks they've ever done. Old, superb track, Thousand Lies. There's just so many cool tracks on here. Death Church is a really cool, catchy, but also super heavy one. I'm Your God Now, Block, like really, you know, if you like Pinch Harmonics, this is the album for you, or any of their albums, to be honest with you, but this one especially, really, you know, they go for it. And it's an absolute classic album. Logan Mader on guitar, Adam Juice on bass, and the original drummer Chris Kontos. I think they all did get back together for a bit of a reunion. I think it probably was the 30th anniversary of this one, and did some shows as well, but produced by Colin Richardson. But yeah, absolutely stunning album. If you've never heard this, then, you know, when you like metal, then you need to listen to this. Say Machine Head get a little bit of, you know, hate from people. I don't really know why. So if you're into heavy metal in any way, shape or form, then, you know, there's not really much to dislike about Machine Head. They do great songs. Every album's, you know, got its merits, to be honest with you. They've all got good stuff going on. It just depends which ones you sort of prefer or like not prefer, but I certainly wouldn't call any of them bad. And yeah, some of them are like truly excellent, and there's good songs on all their albums. So yeah, that was my ranking for Machine Head. Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your favourite albums from them, and if there's anything that you don't like from them, then let me know also. And thanks very much for watching. It's always appreciated. I look forward to your comments and appreciate the fact that, you know, you're watching and enjoying my videos. So thanks very much. Please like and subscribe, guys, and I'll catch you all next time for the next ranking video. Take it steady. Cheers.